Good morning, everybody. It's story time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to imagination's end. Through song and laugh, there's lots of learning, and the fun never ends. It's story time. This isn't what I usually look like, is it? No. Here I am. That's because this is my shadow. This is me. What you are looking at is my shadow on the wall. Can you see that? Can you see me put my hand in and out of my shadow? A shadow is what happens when light shines on something but cannot go through it. So right now, the light is shining on my face, but it can't go through my whole body. So it leaves a shadow behind me. The shadow's a little bit taller than me because the light is a little bit lower than me. And it comes up like this, bounces off my face, and makes a shadow behind me. You see shadows all of the time. Have you ever sat underneath a tree in the middle of the summer to stay a little bit cool? When you're sitting underneath the tree to stay cool, that's a shadow. Sometimes people call it the shade. It's because the light of the sun, which is coming up over you like this, the light of the sun cannot pass through all those tree leaves. So we can sit underneath and enjoy the nice shade on a hot August day, right? Well, let's explore how light works with different things. Some things that we cannot see through and other things that we can see through. It's a lot of fun. I've actually had so much fun preparing for this because there's so many things you can do with shadows and light and dark, right? All right, so the things that we cannot see through. You cannot see through my body, so I'm casting a big, bold, dark shadow behind me. What about, can you tell me what this thing is that I'm holding up just by looking at its shadow? What is this? Just by looking at the shadow, I bet you can tell me because you're super smart. This is a banana. Do you see that? A banana is not see-through, and so it casts a shadow on the wall when we shine light on it. What about this guy? He's pretty funny. Oh, what is this thing? This thing stretches. It jiggles around. It's got all sorts of feet here. What is this silly thing? Well, this is a caterpillar toy. He's a lot of fun and super wiggly, and he makes some pretty silly jiggly shapes on the wall, right? Well, I decided to also bring his friend along who's even longer and stretchier and weirder. This guy only has two little tiny eyes. See him? Oh, hi. And this guy, yuck, he's hard to touch. This is just gross. Yucko. Can you tell what kind of thing this is? This is a really gross heebie-jeebie bug. Casting a bold shadow on the wall behind us because you cannot see through him. Well, what about the things we can see through, right? What about those things? Let me just find, because I'm kind of in the dark here, the things that we can see through. So, we can see through this regular jar, right? You can see my hand on the other side of this jar. Notice, though, that it's a little bit different when my hand passes behind. Do you see how my hand gets a little bit weird? That's science that's a little bit above my pay grade. But we can kind of see through this, right? So when we hold it in front of the light, we can see that when we pass my hand behind it, you can still see my hand passing behind. See that? We can kind of see through this shadow. You can see my hand on the wall in front of it, and you can see that my hand casts a darker shadow. And then the cool crystals inside. Doesn't that look like magic fireflies? That's because of this bumpy part on the glass. Do you see how this is bumpy? Can you see that it's bumpy there? Because of how bumpy that is, it shines back into the light. And when the light shines back on itself, that's when you get these beautiful light colored pieces on the wall here, which are actually reflections of light. Isn't that cool? Reflection is when the light bounces back to you, like in the mirror. What about just your regular plastic cup? You can see how shiny this plastic cup is. Do you see it shining in the light like that? It's shiny, and that means, what did we just learn about something being shiny? That shine is actually light bouncing off of the cup and going back. So when light bounces off of the cup and goes back, it makes it a little bit darker on the wall here. Do you see that? Very cool. Look at the bottom of the cup. Wow, that is reflecting a lot. Look how much that is reflecting in the center there. Wow. Very cool, right? You can't even tell that's a cup. It's like magic, right? All right, so we see what kind of see-through things do. And one better example is actually your windows at home. Windows are a little bit better because they don't have any bumps on them, usually. So actually they were put in houses to let the light in. So next time you see the sun coming up, you can look on your floor and see where your windows are in your house, because you'll see all of the light coming in. You might have that happening in your house right now. Ask your grown-up about it. Maybe you can find a light shadow somewhere in your house. You can see all the light coming right through the windows, and the dividers between your windows, the things between the windows to help hold the windows in, those are going to be dark because they're solid and we can't see through them, right? What do you think happens when I'm looking through something that I can kind of see through, but it's a different color? One good example of this is, what am I wearing right now? These are really groovy sunglasses. These sunglasses, as you can see, are red sunglasses. And you might know that when you put sunglasses on, it makes things around you a little bit darker, but you can still see through them. It's because we put sunglasses on because the sun can be so bright that sometimes it hurts our eyes. So we make it a little bit darker by putting sunglasses on. And these sunglasses are super cool because they're red. Do you see what that's doing to the wall behind me when the light shines through it? The light can kind of go through the sunglasses. So you can see it doesn't go all the way through the sunglasses because it makes a shadow. And it isn't as thick as my hand. My hand is much darker on the wall. Do you see that? But it's cool because it makes a red shadow on the wall behind me. Isn't that neat? I've got a whole bunch of cool tiles here too. I'm putting this in front of the light on the, here, I'll turn you around just to look really quick. I have a light set up on the bookcase here, and I put this little triangle, which you can't see super well, in front of this light. And when I do that, look what it does to the wall. Sorry. Look what that does to the wall behind me. Wow. And I can pull it farther away and it becomes smaller. It's smaller to the light, so it's smaller in the shadow. And the closer I bring it to the light, the bigger it becomes, because the bigger it is to the light. I am almost turning the lights off by putting this red thing in front of it. I can also put a yellow one in front of it. See that? Yellow. I can also put a blue one in front of it. Whoop! And it's so tiny, so teensy tiny. And it can make a huge thing on the wall. All of the light is blue now. Something really cool that I found in the craft room is this glass. Well, it's plastic, not a glass, but it's called glass. Do you see all of these fun dimples in this glass? Do you see all the shapes that it has in it? These shapes look so beautiful when you put them in front of the light. Look, it looks like it's glowing. Wow. It's really cool to see how light interacts, or I can't think of another word for interact. To see how light and other things work together, right? Isn't that cool? All right, and I have a couple of really neat things to show you. We can make shadows on the wall, and that is so much fun. You can do so many cool things with shadows on the wall. Try to hold your hand out in front of a light like this. Set up a cell phone in a room and turn out the lights. Turn the flashlight on the cell phone, and then you can see what happens when you put your hand in front of it on a wall behind. We need a blank wall behind us. Very cool. We can make fun shapes, like a goose. Honk, honk. And another goose. Honk, honk. And we can make the geese kiss if we want. We can make the shape of, what's this shape? Meh. Meh. People say this is a lot of different shapes, but I think it looks kind of like a llama, don't you? Meh. Have you ever seen a llama? Have you ever seen a llama? Whoa. And one more shape for us that I can make, because I'm not very good at this, is if we put our hands facing, okay, sorry, let me get down here. If we have our hands so that our palms, these are our palms, are facing our face, and we cross them like this, we can put our thumbs together and wrap them around, and then we can move our fingers around like this. What does this make? What does this look like? It's a spider. It's a spider coming for my face. Oh no, oh no. There's so much fun that can be had with shadows. Right, everybody? I encourage you to go onto the internet, and there's all sorts of really cool shadow puppets that you can make if you just go on the internet and say, shadow hand puppets. You can print them out and you can learn them at home. Okay, I have one more thing left to do today. Since on Friday we are not going to be able to have a story time because the library isn't open, because it's the new year, woohoo! I decided that I would read just one book about the dark today, since we're learning about the dark and the light. Let me just flip my camera around, boop-a-doop, magic, and then I can read you this book called tiny, whoa. Hold the phone. Isn't this cool? Okay, this is about what we're learning about, so I have to show you as it's happening. So the light from my cell phone over there is coming onto this book, and the book has this cool, like, glossy plastic on it. You see, this is plastic, and the plastic is reflecting the light that my iPad is giving off. So you can see my reflection on the book. You can see me down there, see? Wow, isn't that cool? Reflections, light, dark. All right, this is called Tiny T-Rex in the Very Dark Dark. And this book is by Jonathan Stutzman. We open the book and it says, Tiny, it will be very dark soon. Yes, Pointy, says Tiny. Soon it will be very dark. These dinosaurs look uncomfortable. They look worried, maybe a little scared. And this book is a Chronicle book. All right, here we have our dinosaurs. And our dinosaurs say, it's our first camp out in the backyard. And we are nervous. We have never slept outside before. Yee! Look at them. The look on their face is nervous. They look a little scared, a little afraid, a little nervous. We are mighty beasts. I am a Rex. Pointy is a Pointy, and Bob is my special squish. I am a Rex. Pointy is Pointy. Bob is my special squish. What are these dinosaurs? Like, what is happening with these dinosaurs? What is this? What are these things on the ground here? Shadows. They have shadows on the ground. But even mighty beasts get scared if we can't sleep with our nighty lights. Do you sleep with a nighty light? The dark can be very dark and kind of scary, huh? When I am inside, the dark does not seem so dark. It's dark, but my parents are watching TV, which makes it a little bit light. It's dark, but my sister has a lava lamp in her bedroom. Do you see that lava lamp? It's dark, but my uncle plays the piano with a light, so it's light in that room. It's dark outside, but Grandpasaurus is looking in the fridge. Fridges have lights, so it stays light in the kitchen. And there I am, Tiny T-Rex, in my bedroom with my little nighty light, keeping all of the dark out. But when I am outside, the dark is very dark. Outside, there are no nighty lights to turn on. And when there are no nighty lights, the grumblies and nombies come out. How many scary eyes can you see in this page? There's some eyes down here. See down in the bottom? There's some eyes up in the tree. And then there's some eyes over here on the other side of this tree. How many are on this side? Quick, spot them, spot them. We have one down here. Oop, one down here. One over here. One up here. And where's the last one? Right in the hole of the tree. Be careful, Tiny T-Rex. Mother says there's always a light shining somewhere, Tiny, even in the dark. If you are brave and look hard enough, you will find it. It's a good reminder, Mom, because I'm so scared. But it's hard to be brave when you're scared of crawly creeps. And it's hard to look for something when you have your eyes shut. Get away from me, crawly creeps, says very Tiny T-Rex. Pointy and I thought up a secret plan to be brave when the very dark comes. We will be ready. Look at all their plans. They're going to build a big castle with a hot air balloon. First, we will build a hiding fort. They're going to hide from the very dark. To hide our snacks. They got peanut butter and jelly. Oh, look at all those sandwiches and fruits and vegetables. They've got a big old blanket. It's going to hide ourselves too, they say. Making a fort, putting a blanket over it. Whoa, I don't feel hidden, said Big Pointy. I wonder why. Look at all of his spikes popping up out of that blanket. It's because he's not very hidden, probably. Next, we will make special helmets to protect our brains from the grumbles and zombies. I need a bigger helmet, says Pointy. And it looks like Tiny T-Rex needs a smaller helmet. Am I right? That's way too big for his head. The next part of the plan is the most important. We must hurry. We're running out of time. The crawly creeps are closing in. Tap, 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 tap. Snore. Shh. I hear the grumbles. They're close. Hurry, hurry, outside. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Run, Pointy, the zombies are here. Oh, no. So they run, and they run, and they run. They go right outside. They run way outside, and they hide. Just in time, they got away. This is it. Our secret plan is almost ready. They're going to decorate all the trees with Christmas lights. Ha ha! The dark will never get them now. Now we will not be scared of the very dark because we have super bright lighting light. Click! He plugged it in. What do you think will happen when he plugs the lights in? It's no longer dark out here. We've brought the light outside. How clever. Oh no, our plan did not work. The very dark has got us. Help! I'm scared. Pointy's scared. Bob is scared. We're all scared together. Maybe we can be brave together too. Brave enough to open our eyes and look very, very hard. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. What do you see? Wow. Turns out the very dark is not that dark. Remember what Mama said? That there's always a light if you look for it, right? No matter where you are. Look at all of these beautiful stars. They open their eyes and find some light. Wow. Wow. The end. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for coming to our story time of the week today. I didn't even introduce myself because I got so excited. I'm Mrs. Allie with the Naples Library, and I was here to deliver your story time of the week. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed new year. We're so thankful that 2020 is over, aren't we? Well, I'll see you next week. But until then, peace out, everybody. I hope you have some shadow fun tonight, just thinking about the cool things you learned today. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for attending all of these this year. I really appreciate it, and it's been one of the best parts of my whole year. Have a good one. See you next week. Bye-bye.